I'll not be able to finish it today. I'll not be able to finish it today. We'll round up tomorrow. So what is remaining is the conclusion of PRD and product brief, then product model requirements. So that you can finish tomorrow morning at our first hour of the class, then dive into product roadmap, and then we finish it up. So if you have any questions, you can reach out to me on Slack, so we can manage our time frame today. So last class, the last class we started about product. I'm coming just a minute. We started about product plan, and okay. Yeah, so we spoke about product plan last class, and right. Okay, so I was spoke about it being a process. What about it being a process of planning what a product to be, and through discovering to delivery as regards the business objective or goals. But we also moved through the process and move into the MLP and the MVP. So saying that the MLP is the minimum lovable product, which in summary, it is you building a product as with the customer in perspective. So building a product or product feature or improving a product as regards your customer feedback. We may mention about the product, the MLP principle. We talked about goals can be destructive, and I give an example of AutoCheck. They started with selling cars online, but at the end of the day, their goal shifted to car finances solely. So, and it also say pay point and problem can be understood. That means you can understand the customer problem and you can solve that. So for MLP, it helps. It also shows that it helps building world-class brands and keeps a product on the shelf for a long time. So it states that you can understand what the customer needs and you can understand what customer wants, and the market can be analyzed. The product as alternative. So if you fail to give the customer what they love, then they'll always go over to the competitors or to new people around, or new businesses around. Then you also have to dedicate your efforts to opportunity. I intuited that for every customer that buy your product, be it HNI or the no-hand customer, it's an opportunity for you to have them on board. So minimum lovable product is a new technique to understanding customers. And like I said last class, customers. Okay. So like I said, today we have a technological fast-paced, but in a technological fast-paced era, and customer lacks patience. So it's not answering their needs, it's not being productive to their lifestyle. They are quick to leave, quick to go, quick to just move on to the next and thereabout. So also talk about you being focused, make informed decision with technology, knowing that technology is enough. I mentioned keep researching about new product, new things, new technology, new tool, all tools to integrate. Look at Amazon. Amazon today have expanded, even though Amazon started with the MVP, but today they go MLP. They started with the MVP because they felt like this is what customer needs. So they just started on a go. But at the end of the day, they realized e-commerce is the way. They dived into that, right? And is broadened, so goods can be sold. You know how much you can sell online, you can sell it. Look at Jumia today. Jumia is into e-commerce. I think like Jumia understands what food delivery is in Nigeria. They are into that aspect already. So now you have Jumia runs a chain of restaurants with that whole in one, right? Through Jumia Foods, and there's also Jumia Logistics too, and other things. So these are MLPs that are being created because customer want this, because these are customer feedback. Probably they had customers saying, can you sell food on Jumia? So I can buy food because I want to start downloading food. And that's why they had started Jumia Food and the rest, right? So let's talk about MLP makes you understand that customer loves your products. They want your products. They love your products. So we'll move into it. You can go back to the class to understand each stages on how to build emotions. So MLP, love and emotion. It's strive on emotions, which includes the hope, satisfaction, the confidence, the trust, skill, which skill is more business-like though. Sustainability is more business-like. But if I don't trust you, you can't wow me. And if you can't wow me, you can't sustain me, right? So you see my emotion and motivation, then how fun is it and how low it is at that point in time. How much can I fight for a product? Do I feel superior? Do I feel part of a team, part of a brand, part of a lifestyle? Can I talk to can I brag about your products to my colleagues, my friends, or peers, or society, or what it could be? So just like when someone like, what are you wearing? Oh, I'm wearing an Hamani, right? I can easily say, oh yeah, so what product is that? Oh, I'm wearing an Adidas. You can just easily say, oh, I'm carrying a market clause or thereabout. Just you can talk about the brand or saying I'm wearing a Bobby rig. So these are the halo aspects whereby they fit into a community. Or what phone I use? Oh, I'm using the iPhone 11. So these are at that point in time, but oh yeah, okay, we know this product, we know this brand, and that is when you build a world-class brand and everything. So we moved through this, and we ended with the MVP, which we communicated it is the minimum viable product, which whereby it is the product, the minimum functions or the minimum features a product needs to be in markets, also be in business. So today in class, I'll go round up on MVP. Sorry, I keep going to P. On MVP, which is the minimum viable product, and we're going to talk about its principles. So remember, I ran through the principle of MLP. We told you that things are possible. You can understand customer problem. You can build a world-class product. You can move through the customer's emotions. Customer can love you, can love your product, even though you are aware that customers have product alternatives. You're not scared of that because you are building on your strengths, you're building on opportunities out there, even informing the customers on what to do and how to go about it. So you said that customers now have your brand. Like if it's not your brand, it's nothing, right? But the MVP, remember, it's just a minimum feature you need to be in markets. So you've not learned about what the customer really like. At the point in time, it's just like a shaky, just let's start. So like for auto check, oh, we want to sell cars. Customer doesn't like going to a far distance without knowing what exactly they are in for. Customer is being frustrated by realizing that at checkout points, they don't want, they have more cost than what was communicated to them. So you want to build that. You build that, you enter the market and realize that dealers are a co-enemy, even though they are meant to be your co-partner, because you have to get the cash from them to sell to your customers. But they are like your co-enemy. They are saying that we've been here for the past 100 years or thereabouts. And who are you? How many years do you? How old are you that you want to come and tell me how to sell my markets? Oh, you want to tell me my car is not good, right? So are you telling me my customer cannot buy my car? Send your customer to me first and see if they not buy that car. So and then dealer will tell customer, see, this car is the other character is this. Oh, sorry, I don't want to mention the brand. Did this brand tell you the car is 6.5? Oh, don't worry, I'll sell for you for 5 million naira. The 1.5 is their own money. Even if when it is not even their money, it is probably their money is just maybe an 100k or 200k from the old transaction, but they'll just like slash the price. And at the same time, when probably when the other people comes over and say we want to list your cars, they give you the most expensive cars. Then customer will come and say, oh, on this other platform, I saw the same car, this same dealer's name for 7 million naira. Why is your own 10 million naira? And by the time you go back to the dealer, say, she didn't want money now. I gave you the price you can take. So they realize this was a problem, like a whole big problem. So what next to do is to talk to the customer, get customer feedback, and realize, okay, if we want to be in this business, I want to spend our money to inspection and pay our staff, then let's go into financing. Customer will wait, dealer will wait. at least the bank disburses and they can't just collect money from the customer again. So for MVP, but I didn't mean MVP said goals can be added. So you believe that from the illustration I've made about this product, this business, you realize that they did MVP. They started with, okay, this is just a minimum feature. We need a website. Okay, we have a website. Dealers cars on our platform. Okay, so they got people that will inspect and list cars on their platform. Then one other thing. Okay, we need somebody that will pick calls when they ask questions, put them. So these are the features we need, and these are the minimum product functions we need to be operational in the market. So they went in. Now, I do mean AutoCheck now was the first product to come on board. Competitors will have come on board and slashed them because they are going to the market without really understanding what customers want. And this point in time, they had two customers. They had the buying customers and the selling customers, because dealers are their customers, right? So I mean they have not learned from other brands ahead. Then competitors will have come up to do the same thing with a better information. So for MVP says goals can be added. So they added a goal of financing, right? Now they will have done a mistake if they say not all customer needs can be met. So if you are saying that, oh, the dealer's needs cannot be met, you don't want to give us money, but why not just educate the dealer, let them understand how much of a partner you have. But thanks to God for financing. Now dealers now understand how important they are to you because they know where to go to. So a customer wants financing, or they want my car but they don't have the money. I can go back to my partner and say, oh, please, my customer wants a car. You don't have money. I put all your document, you take, but you know my car you're buying, right? So that way, the customer, the dealer needs, which is now the customer, the co-customer in my discussion today, is being met, right? So MVP believe that all customer needs cannot be met. They believe that market cannot be fully analyzed, as against what MLP believes, right? And few products as alternatives. So they believe that, oh, because we're in car financing, we're becoming bro, or because we are MTN, nobody can beat us. Well, somebody's about to beat them. So these are things you need to put in mind. And as a PM, you need to actually educate everybody around you to understand, okay, fine, we start with the MVP. You can start with MVP to penetrate the market, to activate users, or to acquire users. Please, I'm talking from growth metrics. So we have the R, that is AA, R, that's double A, triple R. And one of the double A is acquisition and activation. So you know where to acquire customers from wherever, social media, friends, mouth of mouth, and the rest. So so they are saying that few product as alternative. We keep believing that your product don't have alternative. You wake up to realize somebody has done better than you. Technology is unpredictable and it can affect informed decisions. So they are saying that, oh, technology is everywhere. I beg, I can't come and die. I can't come and kill myself. Or there is a possibility to fail. MLP know that they are pushing the customer back to back. They are getting customer feedback, so they are in the heart of customer. Why MVP feels like, well, we can't kill ourselves. This is what we know that we can solve, right? And you moved on. Customer tolerate their product, so they believe that customer just like it for now. Once another person come on board and do better, customer will leave you alone and go for the other person. But MLP wants to know that customer loves them because they have drove into the heart of the customers, and customers are for them, are with them, and stays with them. Moving on. So we also have I've already mentioned the advantage. I've compared the MVP from the LLP. So let us just dive into some of the advantages MVP comes with, and at the same time the disadvantage. So remember when I said as a PM, what your key role is to start with the product first at product discovery. That at the point whereby the product is being discovered. So at the product discovery stage, product discovery stage before the product launch or product introduction or thereabouts, right? So at the point of product discovery, you as the PM is meant to understand the product, create the market requirement document, understand the product brief, create the product requirement document, and do a product validation. So we spoke more about this during product validation. You do a product validation, you do a testing to see if customers really want the market for your products. If customer really want your product, if customer will really buy your product, if there's and you do your competitor analysis to know if there is a competitor out there that don't cover everything. And if everything you're coming out to do it same time competitor, then why should you do it? It's either you move on with you move on with the product, or you integrate your product. So integrate could be improving on it or innovating on it. So so for that's one advantage about MVP. So I keep saying that PMs, one of your role is to manage resources. So at the beginning of a product, you will know that, okay, it's not time for engineers to come on board. It's not time for, I can just work with myself, designer and the CEO, the business people. The engineers don't need to come on board. So once you do a demo and you realize that it's not working, it cannot work, it's not working, then you just know, just tell the person, this will not work. Can we do this other aspect, or can we integrate this other aspect, or what other idea do you have on ground? And they feel like it cannot work. I remember that it's not from your emotions. So focusing the topic we spoke about particle data, and it's not about what you assumed or whatsoever. It's from particle data. So you can build your analytics to them and say, this is what these are proving that this cannot work, and the rest. Okay, I think there was a time. Both testify is both now. Testify, but there are companies that came on board to try Uber, the same Uber model, and it worked for them. And there's some company, I don't know if it's still working. Wakan now. Is it Wakan now? Or Street Worker? Because there's a company that comes aboard with a model that was different, but was meant to pick people from a bus stop, picking people from one place to another and take them on a ride. There is beer out in Lagos, so how would that work? It's not for a while, but I don't know if it's going to. I don't know if it's still working. You buy a voucher and the rest, but there is beer out in Lagos. So at that point in time, BRT was safe. So why should we move on that product or thereabout? So the advantage of this is investment, which is resources. It helps you to manage resources while allowing adaptation during development. MVP is saying, put the products into the market. We will improve as we are learning. We will learn. We'll improve as we are growing. We'll improve. We'll keep on improving. Yeah, for every product you start with the minimum features needed, or the minimum product needed, or the minimum functionality needed, I can improve over it. I can adapt to it. I can adapt. So that is not human adaptation. Adapt is adding more things to a feature. Yeah. So the disadvantage of this one is that it has limitation of time to deliver customer solutions. So you can say your idea, through marketing to customers. Remember MLP, when we talk about holding the customers to yourself. If your customers try your product and what you promised them is not fulfilled, then it is easy to lose them. Then you go, and bad customer experience is a works to have for a product, but it flies better in a country like Nigeria, whereby even in the world, bad news flies better. So the next thing is, that product they sell low, I beg, they do what they talk and lie. Now this or the product is bad, the product is not good. I tried the product, even with the person that I heard from somebody that thought he has tried the product. They will hone it and say, I tried the product is not working, the product is bad, and the likes, right? The next one is marketing. So you know that you've created you're not waiting for perfection like the MVP. So you created the products and you're just penetrating the market. So MVP helps you in introducing a product to the market fast. It helps you to acquire users. It helps you to penetrate the market. It helps you inform the world about what you plan to do and what you are doing. But the disadvantage is an early exposure to competitors. Like I said, if you don't hold your customers you acquire at the point of activation tightly, then you won't have retention, and that means your growth metrics will not work, right? So on growth, MVP helps in early market penetration and user acquisition, right? But it comes at an disadvantage when all aspects on customer experience is checked. Customers do not like a product. They'll talk bad about you will not grow. I've said already. So product development can begin with MVP. So you can launch your product with MVP. While through the product development, so begin is when from during. Where through development, you can switch over to MLP and hear from the customer. We start bidding on them, and certain they will hear from you. And like I said, during MLP, customer wants to be held. They want you to know that you can see them, you can hear them, you can feel them, and you are listening to them. So, we had just imagine KodeCamp is putting in probably a course full stack, and it's like, oh, we had your complaints, we had your strength, we saw your strength, and we've introduced full stack. Out there, learners out there, prospective learners out there, we are like, oh yeah, they're hearing from us, they understand our pain. Oh yeah, so they understood that this brand, they are there for us. 5 and 6. So moving on. So now for today's focus is the MRD and introduction to the PRD. PRD is not much to just open business. So the MRD is the market required document. So in 2 previous class, we had the revision class, and I had what is the MRD? Everybody said, oh, I have not heard about the MRD, but I'm quite aware of familiar with the PRD. And some people wonder, oh, maybe it's not because it's not important. Then I went ahead to pick up a random job search online and saw they listed MRD and PRD. But like I said during product plan, that depends on what methodology. We're going to talk about product methodology later on. So if you're on the product methodology you are using, this determines in hazard the what you are using or what you are going through. So you are using the Agile, the Kanban, the waterfall, and the likes, right? So for the MRD, it is market required documents. So remember when we did the computer analysis, when we check if there's a market for something. Remember when we understand the term, the sum, and the sum. Remember when we talk about the whole market and the whole, like 500,000 people can buy your product, or can come, or 1 million people can buy your products, but what are you really answering to? So that's when we are creating a KodeCamp aspect for product school alone, like a product school alone. Now, if you're asked to undo that aspect of KodeCamp, then you understand that your features is just products, product school. Your product is just product school alone, right? And that means there are like maybe a million youth out there, or 1 million people out there who would like to transition into tech roles. But you know that because of your products, even though there's a million, which is TAM, your SAM, your SAM will be people that are interested in the product aspect. So that's product marketing management, product designs, product owners, product growth, and the other ones out there. So you understand that these are people that you are answering to. So you get your market target based on that. Then who are the core people that will really need you at this point in time? And that will be awesome. So now, all those things you did when we talk about the computer analysis, and you're like, oh, this one is this one, this. That's what your MRD entails. So it entails a document that is used to describing a product market opportunity. Is this product marketable, and which your TAM will answer to? So it entails the size of the market, the numbers of competitors out there. So remember, your TAM will tell you how many people are out there. Your SAM will tell you how many people are out there that are competitors, how many they have done in a year. So then you need to answer the numbers you have on ground. You can visit the class back to understand this better, and you can also research on it. So we make understand your target customers and their personas. So remember what personas is. Personas is an avatar. Use an avatar to explain people needs and in group and everything. So the product design, engineering, and even to your product team. Okay, so and the customers, problem, and product solution. So the MRD want to know if there's a market for this. Who are your markets? Who are your markets? Who are your market? Who are your target audience? And what are their personas, or their behaviors, what they are like, what are their expectations? How does the product answer to them? What is their problem? All right, and how does the product answer to them? So the MRD is used to inform the PRD on what to build. So it's not an alternative for PRD. It's actually the document that makes you realize what you are building. The PRD is meant to tell you what you are building, what in hazards you are meant to build, right? And this is set by the PM and the PMM. Oh, what is PMM? Product Marketing Manager. So I keep talking about the marketing manager, but in truth, what they are being called is the product marketing manager, while you are the product management or product manager, sorry. So MRD are created at the beginning of product discovery and updated through the PLC. So product discovery is the beginning of product plan or product, before the product introduction, while you are trying to test, design, this test, prototype, and the rest. So if MRD is used at the beginning, at the ideation stage of the product, MRD is using, and at the same time, it's updated through the PLC. Or in the olden days, people use a document and they just keep it there. But today, you can create a document and infuse into your roadmap later on. So you know if it's update digitally, or you use a technology that will update digitally, then you can also always review later on, right? For all product features, so the question is, do you have to do this for all product features or for every product? Remember, we are product managers and we handle product features from beginning to the ending. So do you have to? So MRD is already used for the product, the main product. For the product feature, to be the PRD. So just like you have a key objective with key results and to-do list. You understand that, right? Okay, else. So an MRD includes the following. So it's like the template should include an executive summary. So this is a summary of the project. It is the summary of the whole document. So it answers the question, what are you trying to solve? What exactly are you solving? What is the problem? How are you solving it, right? It's meant to be concise, short, and clear. So what about the vision? Remember, I keep talking about the business vision, and the product vision. So this includes the product and the business vision. So it explains the direction the product will be headed and how it will deliver this. So what are the, I don't want to use the word strategy. What is your plan? What's your objective? And what are the goals to achieve that objective or thereabout? So they also talk about the target market. So this explains how big the product opportunity is and the market size. Let me say this, ML doesn't need your designs. You don't need your drafts. What MLD needs is outlines, just outline them. So PLD is where you have your designs and you can put your sketch and the rest in it. So this explains how big the product opportunity is and the market size. It documents the TAM, the SAM, and the SUM. Also, all assumptions and facts to validate the market. So the MLD is one that you're telling your stakeholders and your product team, this is possible. And this is what we are building, and this is the customer problem, and this is what we are building, and this is how we're entering the market, and the likes. Moving on. So also shows about the personas. So this is the topic. This is your target audience personas and how the product will solve their problem. So Tofumi wants to learn data analytics because she feels it will help her as a product manager to understand analytics better, right? So how am I creating a course for Tofumi to answer our problem? Why am I creating the course? Why am I creating a tool that will help her to integrate our resources from product management into analytics and make her focus better on analytics? Why am I creating this tool? Why am I creating this feature? Am I creating this? Am I having a trainer as regards this? So you understand what you say about personas, how to write their stories, their user stories, and everything. I wanted to go and talk about epic in feature prioritization. So moving on to computer analysis, your MLD has to have a computer analysis. The market, right? Talk about the market. So I'll talk about the computers around, what are the strengths, what are the opportunity, what are the product alternative for your product, and what can you adapt from these people. They also talk about the product functions. So this outlines the business and product capability to solve the customer problems from the user perspective. So what is the operational capability of a business? And what is the functionality product to answer the customer from the customer perspective? So customer looking at your business, you want to write from their aspects, come as a solution to them. And now when I talk about the business of operational capability. I'm talking about the mentor, the resources, and the trainers, and the method of delivering their courses. So for me, someone like me wants to know, okay, does this course I'm taking from KodeCamp, does it answer to my needs? Can it help me get a job, right? These product functions or high-level capability from their own angle. So I'll be dropping a template on MRD at the end of the day. So then the next one will be metrics and strategy. So this details how success is measured and other product strategy to create revenue. Remember, we talked about product strategy. We took a whole long time to explain product strategy, which includes the introduction, the market, and imperatives. So by now, if I'm referring to them I want to start referring to things in our terminologies without having the need to explain. So we also understand about product metrics and how to weigh them, our OKRs and the rest, our KPIs and the rest. So you want to know how to trace, how to measure your success, or how to measure your progress and improvement. Then MRD, to crown it all, MRD is important to articulate the customer needs in relation to the product or feature. So MRD explains what the customer need is and what exactly you are meant to do. How exactly the customer feels about it. Why the PRD, which will be the 77, so ouch. Quick. So just introduction to PRD, this is a document that defines the purpose of a product or feature and what value it provides to a customer. So now MRD is what informed the PRD. With MRD, you already know what the customer wants, how the customer wants, know that the market, you know that, okay, I remember then my former workplace where people would ask me, can this customer buy this thing? So before I start looking for it, are you sure okay, so like in an oil and gas firm, do you know that, are you sure that this partner has gotten the well like they are auctioning for? Are you sure that they will? So before we start ordering castings products from the US, are you sure they will use it? So are you sure they can wait for this 30 days to get their product or to get their product? And when are they starting the well drilling? So like you need to be sure. So the MRD is like that question. Are you sure? It answer that answer. That's how that question. Are you sure this market is there? So now what should I do to help you out? What am I building to help you? So because it's safe to say PRD will be used over time for other features because it answers from the MRD. So like I said, that was when it answered the question I was thinking about when I said, will the MRD be used at every time, every phases of a feature? No. So you already have an MRD. It can already be adapted. That means can already be added to, but you have for the same product too, where you have an PRD. But when you are trying to revamp, you might have to do an PRD to revamp your product. So this is a document that defines the purpose of a product or feature and what value it provides to the customer. So it answers questions like the product key objective, the customer persona, who are we building it for? So this feature, why am I building an LMS? Why am I building a website? What am I building it for? What they want? Okay. Phenomena want to search for courses on the website. So I want to build a website for Phenomena. She can search on it, right? What's the product value? Remember what product value is to a customer, and remember this infinite because product value can be customer for different reasons, but at the same time you have a product value you are communicating to the customer. So what the product value to the business? What the product value to the users? You can be a product that become the ISO product to a business and to be valuable to the customers, or it can be part of the product line to the business or another core product to the business or valuable to the user. So you want to know the product value. So both business and users. The user interaction with products. How would a user interact with a product? Remember when we keep talking about the buyer of a product might not be the user of a product. So e.g. Pampers, that I as a mother buys Pampers for my daughter, will not make me the user of the product. If my daughter is reacting to your Pampers, I definitely will buy from you again, right? And babies are good with taking a fee for one day. They buy like 100, thinking that finally gotten the food they want. They don't want it again. So pro branding and design. So the product design, the product have to look, the final look, how does it interact with the customers and everything. Then the product launch and success. So how are you going to launch this product out and how do you track the success of it? So for this class today, sorry to short, we'll stop at this point to allow people that are giving us time. So thank you so much for attending to this class. The slides will be dropped in our class today. So have a wonderful evening.